Greetings and welcome to another Anhedenia Project episode. Well, today we're going to be discussing something different. Now, there is a new Anhedenia film that was uploaded, I think, today to the site. Well, I can't get to it today, so that's alright. Because I have a short. Because this isn't just about the stuff that Evan Jacobs puts on his Vimeo channel, which you should check it out if you have a chance. The link is below. For $2, you can get all that stuff plus some new stuff. But what you can't get is something through Retrosploitation called Amityville Aopocalypse. So Amityville Apocalypse is a compilation film. Essentially, it started out as something called Amityville Nail in the Coffin. The whole spiel was, send in your own Amityville shorts, and this was going to be the last hurrah for the Amityville obsession that movie makers are doing, which is not going to end. But that was the idea. It's going to be trailers, it's going to be shorts, comedy shorts, horror shorts. It's going to be an epic movie, and then very few people submitted. So we end up seeing a lot of submissions that are by the same directors and actors. We have like one significant trailer. If I'd known that, I'd have directed a trailer, for God's sakes. But, yeah. Still, why is it that I'm bringing this up on the Anhedenia Project? Well, because Evan Jacobs heard the call, and he answered. So, we're going to be covering the whole of the movie, because, yes, there is a short by Evan Jacobs in here, and we are going to cover it, but I think that the short on its own is nothing without the context of the whole movie around it. Now, if you get this, and you get it from Retrosploitation Store and the site, you're getting this. Has a fairly cool back with all of the titles on it, and has all the cool fonts for the titles. That's it. It just goes straight into it. There's no menus, no scenes, no subtitles. I mean, it is blocked into scenes, so you can, forward it or back it, for scenes. But that's about it. So, it's a very hastily put together product. I actually like the DVD cover better. I don't have it. Several friends have ordered it. I think it's purple. But still, it's kind of cool to be out. Now, why am I so excited about this? Is it because there's an Evan Jacobs short in it? Well, that's part of it. Actually, in truth, I ordered this before I even knew he was involved. But then I read the back and was like, ooh, extra bonus feature right there. But let's get to that. So let's start with the first one, Amityville Clerk. Before we get too into this, let it be known I cannot cover some of these short films without spoiling them because they're that short. So, spoiler warning. If you are against spoilers for this, see the film first. It's a decent enough micro-budget film. If you like the micro-budget community, if you like seeing small-time filmmakers, you'll like this fine. On with the show. Amityville Clerk. So Amityville Clerk is a, Clerks parody, especially of that scene where Randall is listing off all the porn movies from the woman who is looking for a kids film. Except this time he's listing, Amityville movies. And there's a lot of fun names they made up in there. Unfortunately, I am not so happy with the length of it. They went on way longer than they should have. That was probably the only thing that I disliked about it. I think if they cut like 1 or 2 minutes from that time where they were, well, 1 minute, from the time that they were doing, yes, cat. If they left the, no cuts. If they cut about a minute away from that, I think it would be perfectly fine. I love the ending. I think the punchline is fine. It's good. It just need to be a little bit shorter. Overstayed is welcome a little bit. Beat that horse. So the next film is Amityville Spirit Box. A guy moves into an apartment in Amityville and discovers a spirit box with a picture in there. He tries out the spirit box only to get more than he bargained for. This is directed by Mark Chindemi. He is not mentioned in the opening credits, which is kind of sad because, you know, he did direct the film. But it also stars a friend of mine, Kyle Rappaport. Now, he does get billing at the front, and that's fine. I like Kyle. I think he does good work. And this is an excellent film. I thought that it was one of the 3 on here that had any kind of spookiness to them. And really only one of 2 that were directly spooky without being kind of tongue-in-cheek spooky. So, I actually did like this. I thought that the ending, where when Kyle disappears, the picture falls back again, and you notice the picture has added him to it with the friend. It's really good. I did like it. I would have loved to see subtitles so I could understand more about what the spirit box or the phone really was saying to him from beyond. I might need to hear it again. But otherwise, excellent feature. Probably one of the better ones on this anthology. Next is Amityville Delirium. A guy wakes up in a room, tied to a chair, with a crazy person who has an electric drill. His eyes are gouged out. End. This is over before it starts. You blink, you will miss it. It does its job, but like a lot of the criticism I have in this film, it's over, with the exception of Amityville Clerk. It's over way too quick. I feel like it just didn't stick the landing. I wanted to see more. I wanted to see more with it. Even if it was for like maybe a minute more, take that minute from Amityville Clerk and put it in this. It would have been better. Amityville Estate Sale. This is a short about a therapist doing telehealth work with his patients. They seem to have all gotten items from an estate sale in Amityville, and strange things are happening. Well, now we get to the main reason I bought this. I directed it. I starred in it. Friends of mine acted in it. Now I had to have it. I liked it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good. There are a couple of things I have criticism of for my own work. I felt like I should have timed the whole come join us thing at the end a little bit better. And I felt like the transition between calls was a bit too quick. So I could have had a little bit more of a pause to feel like there was an ending of one session and an opening. Maybe like a and then that one disappears and then a and it comes back on with the next one. But otherwise, you know, I feel it was good. I was channeling a little bit of Bad Ben energy right there. I felt like a Nigel Bach type project. Really, Cat. Just going there. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it, and several people who have seen it have told me that they liked it. But then again, they could have told me that they liked it just because they didn't want to hurt my feelings. My wife said it was somewhat funny. But she gave me some criticisms that are similar to what I told you here, so I trust her word on it because she ain't going to tell me that it's good without it being good, so I'll take her word on it. Alright, Amityville Darkness, which is the second one that I actually considered creepy for creepiness sake. You got a man trying to sleep, and he sees these shadows, but things are lurking in the shadows coming to get him. I really kind of like this. It almost comes across in a Skinamarink sort of way, or even a style of an old old like YouTube stop motion horror film from back in the day. I thought it was creepy. I really enjoyed it. The short film was just the right length for what they asked for. I thought this was perfectly viable for the project. Excellent, excellent item. Amityville Amulet. A man tries to buy an amulet off an artifacts dealer. This has this weird Indiana Jones style quality. There's weird dubbing on it. Various things coming back and forth. The problem with Amityville Amulet is it just ends. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what it is. I feel like it's leading up to something, and of course the ending of it is supposed to be a kind of, I guess, double cross or revenge or something like that. I really think it could have used more context. This should have been a part of another movie. This could have been a teaser for a larger movie. I thought it had some qualities to it. I believe Colazzo is the one who directed it. If you're for some reason listening to this, it's not bad. I think it's good enough. I think it should be a bigger movie and use this as kind of the lead into it and then go from there. But that's just my opinion. Alright, Amityville Escorts, Part 1. Amityville Escorts is a kind of, what do they call it? It's a commercial. So I guess there's more than one if you think about it. It's a commercial for like these succubus escorts. I'm trying to think of the word for it. I don't know. This was just fun. It was cute. It looks like something. I think it was something that you could see from like Phil Herman or maybe not Joel Wynkoop directly, but something like that. I could see that. And there's something more to this that I feel is pretty good overall. And we'll go into that more later. So let's talk about Amityville Lighter. The third one that I thought was creepy. Amityville Lighter is about this guy who keeps buying items from Amityville, hoping they'll change his life. Then he comes upon a lighter. And it really does change his life. I liked it. It was engaging. I enjoyed the acting in it. I enjoyed the overall feel of it. It is a little bit campy and silly, but there was a legit jump scare in it. I did thoroughly enjoy the short film. It was the right length. It did what it needed to do. One of the best ones on here. Probably one of my favorites. So definitely on there. And I'll come back and I'll summarize the ones that I think, if you were to watch this and you just wanted to get the best of the best, which ones to watch. So, let's see what's next. Amityville Death Lawn. It's just a bunch of zombies walking across. This is a zombie film where a guy tries to survive a newly minted zombie apocalypse. Some of the zombie makeup's pretty cool. I was thinking of another type of one that was on here where it's just a bunch of zombies going across the screen. I guess we'll get to that later. No, I missed it. That's called Amityville Living Dead. It's kind of, I think the "der" could be considered distasteful, but they have a disclaimer at the beginning, so it's okay. I guess it's a nice little transition piece between, and maybe that would be a cool breakdown. Is you could have had some of these like really short pieces and just started putting them in between the longer pieces. Maybe that would be a way to do it. I don't know. But yeah, Amityville Death Lawn, pretty standard zombie film about a survivor trying to get out. Again, this is one of the longer shorts, but still comes across as it could be a part of a bigger film. And this is something that is a theme, sadly. But it is still quite enjoyable. I really did like it, and I thought the zombie makeup was pretty damn fun. Alright, Amityville outing. We are here to the reason why some of you are watching. This is the great Evan Jacobs' donation to this piece. Well, it's pretty decent. I mean, it's about a guy who's walking alone in his neighborhood at night and something creepy goes out after him. It ends kind of abruptly, but I see what he was going for from it. I feel like there was a lot of quickness with which this was put together, but he's known for that. It's part of the skill, is he'll put together something very quickly. He'll throw it out there. He's not afraid to throw out whatever he can. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm glad to have him as a part of this project. It's kind of cool to actually be involved in a film that he's involved in. It's sort of like an honor, I guess, in that way. He is very much an accomplished director, as you might have known from all of the different episodes we've done of this particular show. So, I think it's good overall. Moving on. Amityville House Cat. This is by far the funniest one on here. It's about a possessed house cat from Amityville. Basically, a guy took pictures of his cat doing normal things and added little demonic effects, and it is hilarious. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's great. I want to watch more from this guy. More of this. More of this, please. It's great. Amityville Bloody Mary. Another short from Colazo that feels like it's a cut piece from another larger project, which it could be. But essentially, you got this ghost tracking show, and then they go to this place that was haunted, and they pick up the spirit, and then they're walking away, and as they walk away, you see a little blood splat, and then end. You know, might as well just have farted at the end for what you did. Because it was going really well. I mean, it had a good build-up. It had that kind of shaky cam, which I'm not sure... I understand it working in something like Blair Witch, but in some case like this, a gimbal would have been very handy at this point. And I know you're a seasoned, you should be a seasoned director, so a gimbal definitely would work very well. But the ending, it's like, all right, it's good enough. I mean, like I say, you might as well have just put a little fart sound at the end of that for all of the, like, suspense it was. I mean, it just, boom, all right, it's good enough. But really and truly, at the very least, have the camera, like, speed up, rush towards them, and have them make a shocked expression, and then end on it, and then do the blood splat. But who knows? Maybe this will be a part of another project. It'll keep going, and we'll see something bigger and better. I mean, I admit I'm interested. I was interested to keep going, and then it stopped. Exactly like Amityville Amulet. But more abrupt. This is not to say that I hate all of the Colazo stuff on here. I didn't really hate either one of those. They were just abrupt. It's like they could have been something really good and then they stopped. But Amityville Shadow was excellent, so I can't really fault on that one. Alright, Amityville Axe. I did not just direct one film. I directed 2 films. Oh! Amityville Axe is about one of the axes that was used to kill the family in Amityville. He comes to life and decides to do some killing on his own. So, we have a bunch of idiots who are just about to have a party, and the axe, decides to axe them a few questions. I mean, I liked the Amityville Axe. I liked the concept. Hold on one second. I'm going to cut. There we go. You see Axie right here? Yep. So I was watching Night of the Axe. And when I heard the name Night of the Axe, I just got this picture in my head about this axe with googly eyes going around and chopping people to bits. But that's not what it was about. It was actually one of those types of, Friday the 13th homage type short films that was turned into a longer film. Excellent work, by the way. Very good. Both of them are. Short's better, but the long one's still pretty good. You should check it out by Slow Melt Features. Great stuff. But, yeah, I had this together. You can kind of see me at the bottom at one point, but it's not really meant to be all that, serious. I mean, serious. So it was meant for laughs. I'm hoping that I got a few laughs out of people. There are a lot of people who did really enjoy it. Kyle and Dave really went over the top for this for me, and I just thought it was fun. We put it together very quickly because they were still looking for submissions, and I was like, well, time for another one. And darned if it didn't get in. I was very happy with it. And yeah, but that's it. But for those of you who actually are not me or not affiliated with the film, take a look and tell me what you think of Amityville Estate Sale and Amityville Axe. I'd be curious. I mean, I never had any director credits on IMDb before. Now I do. So, Amityville Godfather. Now, this is another one. My gosh, what is it about these films that just end abruptly? But, it's about the 70s, where you got this 70s pimp and this Godfather, and him telling him go to Amityville to get some stuff done. I really thought that Mark C. Fullhart did an amazing performance here. I really do hope that he plays another character like this in the future. I think it was really good. And this is another one that I think could really be made into something bigger. Something better. Just abruptly ending it with gunshots, that was alright, but it could have been something more than that. I think that it would have been excellent to have in there. Maybe finds the axe with googly eyes. No. Don't take my stuff. No. But I don't know. I just feel like this had so much potential. I mean, again, I guess this really has a lot in common with Amulet and Bloody Mary. There's so much potential in these, and they could be more. But unlike those two, I actually felt like I could leave Godfather where it was. I just wanted to see more. So, now we're on to Escorts again, Part 2. Escorts Part 2 is great. You go for the advertising about these escorts, and you get somebody who orders the escorts, and you get to see what happens. It's what's expected. And that's all I gotta say about that. So, then we kind of end it with Amityville Toxic about a guy taking a dump. He lights his fart, and it causes a nuclear explosion. Cue credits. And then after the credits, they have something called Amityville Dead End. I saw references like Dead End. I don't remember that. And then it's about basically it just runs down the original submission about nailing the coffin. And it shows a dog saying, maybe I should submit my film. And I did like that. I thought that was great. As far as the project goes, this was an ambitious project. I think that this would be a fun thing to keep doing. I mean, get amateur filmmakers all over to just submit their stuff. Get some new filmmakers interested in this. Get everybody throwing their stuff together and making a common movie out of their short films. I'd love to see more of this. So if I was to take a summation, the ones that I think you should see, I would think that you should definitely see mine, and I think you should see Evan Jacobs's and Kyle's. But other than that, ones that I thought were really good, Amityville Clerk was a great concept and should be watched at least once. Amityville Darkness was amazingly good. It should be watched. Amityville Lighter, another amazing film on this. Probably, like I said, the best on here. Definitely worth watching. House Cat, hilarious. And Amityville Godfather, even though it ends abruptly, it's still such a good performance. I just can't help but wanting to watch it. And then, end it with Toxic and Dead End. I just skip the rest. Speaking of skipping, I did miss Amityville Die Another Day, which is the only real Amityville movie trailer in this. And, I guess I would watch that film. Yeah. I would like to see more trailers. It would have been cool. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Amityville Witch Project. That's a PS. So you guys get a special bit here. Amityville Witch Project is about this Blair Witch style thing where they're filming in the woods and this creature kind of hunts them down and kills them. I actually thought this was really well done, which is why I was like, no, I can't skip this. I'm going to add this to the end of this video. So, yes, Amityville Witch Project was good. The only issue I had with this was that the scream was so loud, it was like it literally hurt to hear it. But otherwise, I did like it. I thought that the kind of gore was there. I liked how they did it and had it hunted down. This is one of the ones that I do agree that a short film should be when it comes to these types of films. So with that, now we're done. And now I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.